Welcome back to another video. Today we're in the Great League Remix again. We're going to be hoping to find a very good synergized team, and let's see what we do with our first matchup here. We are featuring the Cresselia paired with the Scrafty as a really good pairing, and then we have a Mantine in the back. So we're trying our best to not necessarily switch out here because we only have one counter to this Probo Pass, which is our Scrafty. So we don't want to be switching that out. Otherwise, they're probably going to be at switching out as well. We're going to make sure we throw these grass knots here just to chip away at this Probo Pass. As you can see here, we are chipping away, but they're also doing some good damage as well. And at this point, the whole idea is, they do switch out. So unfortunately for us, we don't have a hard counter to this thing. I guess we could have gone out with our Mantine because they switched out as well. So let's see if that ends up hurting us. But kind of the reason why I wanted to not switch out immediately is because I wanted the opportunity to switch out if they come back in with their Probo Pass, which is in fact what they do. So now we're going to be able to tank a resistor Rock Slide. This Rock Slide looks like it's going to be not that much damage, and then we're going to come back in with our Power Up, and we do get a shield from our opponent. And at this point, we're trying to get to another move. Unfortunately, we do not. Here, we're gonna come in with our Mantine here. This Mantine is gonna be able to get one bubble off. Okay, this bubble is gonna allow us to shield this and possibly farm it down. Okay, not quite, but this should be another cross chop. It is resisted. We still survive it, and GG's right there. So not too bad right there. All right, now we're gonna go back in with the next team here. So the synergy between Cresselia and Scrafty has pretty good solid coverage, and then the Mantine in the back there is kind of to close out the game. In a way, depending on what we see, obviously we're most likely always staying in with the Cresselia. We are running a little bit of a spicier move set with this Cresselia. I forgot to mention we are running the Future Sight. This Future Sight is kind of a surprise factor. Let's see if we get it through. Oh, our opponent ends up understanding that Cresselia potentially knows Future Sight, but we do get a shield, which is nice. Here we had a chance to shield here to potentially get a second shield, but we decided not to because we're going to come in with our Mantine here, and we're going to be able to get to these bubbles. Bubble Beam here. This Bubble Beam probably won't take out this Charizard because it's not Shadow, but it will allow us to chip it away. They decided to switch out, and now we have a one shield matchup versus this Wish Cache. This Wish Cache is probably going to do a bunch of Mud Bombs, and we're going to try our best to power up our Scrafty here. So we do get to another Power Up Punch. This Power Up Punch it's going to tickle, but it's not going to KO. And we're trying our best to have our counters doing so much damage. Okay, we do shield a huge Blizzard right there, which allows us to farm this Wish Cache down all the way. And now, because we are double boosted, we are forcing this Charizard to throw a move, because even though the counters are resisted, but it is chunking away at this. So as you can see right there, the double boost to the Scrafty ends up paying off. Here, we're going to get a shield, and unfortunately, this Quagsire, Shadow Quagsire, is going to be tanky enough to take it down this Mantine. But I don't know if we had time to reach 2 Ice Beams, but ideally you want to reach 2 Ice Beams. So that Stone Edge doesn't KO, but it's going to be able to get to another Stone Edge before I can get to another move. So let's see. Yeah, so they were able to get to double Stone Edges, and I was only able to get to 1 Ice Beam and 1 Bubble Beam. So I wouldn't have been able to get to 2 Ice Beams, I don't believe. So GG's to our opponent right there. Well played by them. I don't know what we could have done differently here. Here we end up deciding to switch out the order because the Mantine kind of as a closer is not feeling that good. If we have Cresselia as our lead Pokemon, we don't really have a safe switch, so that's why we made that little adjustment. So now we actually have a safe swap of Cresselia. So here we don't have to worry about anything except for this Brutal Swing because it's probably running Overheat. Here we're just going to go for the Ice Beam. They're unlikely to shield this because none of our moves KO. And then here, they're just going to throw probably another Brutal Swing. This Brutal Swing, you know, chips away at this Mantine. And we're just going to try to throw Bubble Beam here right before they get to another move. Should be enough to KO, which is great. And here, we're kind of in a sticky situation, so we have to stay in. We don't want to switch out. The Cresselia has a terrible matchup against this Mandibuzz down energy. And we're going to try our best to get to another Ice Beam. We force them to use energy, which is really good. But this Mantine has done quite a lot of work already. It's already taking down this Mandibuzz over half health. So we're happy with how we used our Mantine right there. We're going to have to throw on move timing. This Power-Up Punch will not KO, and they should know this. Okay, perfect. And here we got a decision to make. Do we want to shield to preserve the health of this Scrafty, or do we let it go? We decided to let it go. And wow. So they end up having another Pokemon weak to the Scrafty, so we're going to stay in because we're already boosted. Now we're just going to keep boosting up. Okay, we do get a shield from our opponent. And now, because we have 2 shields with the Cresselia, we're in a very, very good position. We also wanted to switch out to the Cresselia because we wanted a chance to reset our debuffs from this Dugong later on. And it looks like that's our plan right here. Ideally, we want to have 2 Grass Knots. So we're trying to over farm here, and we're trying to throw before the next Icy Wind. We aren't predicting this is going to KO, so that's why we threw it right there. Our opponent ends up switching out, and we have to throw this resisted Grass Knot immediately. Hopefully it's enough. It is not enough, but we knew that they needed to farm more energy to even get to it. So now we reset, and we do all these counter damage, and now it's GG's because we have 2 shields. So just really good end game right there. We just had to manage the Icy Wind debuff with a combination of our own Scrafty. So if we go back and think about it, if we had Mantine as a closer, that we would have been in bad shape. So that's a good win right there. Let's go on to the next one. Hopefully we can continue the good synergy after we switch out this Cresselia lead into the safe switch. The team feels a lot, a lot more smoother, and you can synergize it for me at least. So here, Toxapex is a weird situation. We aren't going to be able to do a lot of heavy damage towards this Toxapex. It is kind of a core breaker. So we're just going to try our best. Oh, they go for the Gunk Shot. I haven't seen a Toxapex with Gunk Shot a lot. Ooh, and we were farmed down. That's not the best situation for us. Our only saving hope here is this surprise factor of this Cresselia with the Future Sight. Because obviously we don't want to see this versus our Scrafty. So we're just going to throw the Grass Knot here to kind of not reveal that we have Future Sight just yet. Here we're gonna throw another Grass Knot. Okay. So this is looking good. The fact that they double shielded, we do shield the Gunk Shot, which is solid. And now it's GG's because this Scrafty is going to be able to power up through this Steelix, and then we're going to have the Cresselia versus their Toxapex with the opportunity to Future Sight it. So this is looking very good for us right now. We're going to get to this next Power Up Punch as soon as possible, or are we going to go for Power Play? No, it looks like we're just going to try to farm down because we're not actually worried about any moves from this Steelix because it is running Thunder Fang. Thunder Fang, not quite as much damage as the Dragon Tails that it traditionally runs. So we're just going to go for this Foul Play here to do some chip damage, and then we're going to switch out. Here, it does look like the this future sight will come in handy because of this extra stab damage. And now it's a race to the next move. If we get to this grass knot, oh, unfortunately, they get to the move first. Side shock doesn't KO. We end up winning this by a sliver of health. We forced him to get to that side shock immediately, which allowed us to survive it and get to our own grass knot. And GG's to our opponent right there. What a close game that was. That was pretty much end game perfection from my end. One more here. Let's see if the Cresselia switch of the order comes in clutch again. I think if our opponent didn't use both of the shields versus our Cresselia, we probably would have lost that last game. But nonetheless, we move on to the next. Here we are pretty much resisting every single move from this Escavalier, so we're not going to shield anything. The fact that they throw Drogon right there is very puzzling. That is a double resistant move. We're going to be able to debuff them. And it looks like they are ABA, or they're pretty much weak to this Mantine in the back. So we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to go for this Ice Beam. Probably still not going to shield this one, okay. They go for the Mega Horn. That Mega Horn is resisted as well. And then let's see what they have in the back here. They end up having some kind of Psychic type. I wasn't quite sure what came in. Let's see what it is. Okay, it ends up being the Hypno. And we're not going to switch out here because we have a pretty good counter to this Hypno. This Hypno is going to try to switch out, and unfortunately for them, we do have the Cresselia with the future sight. So they probably think that they're good in this situation, but fortunately for us, we do have the future sight, and we're just not going to take any chances. We're just going to go for double future sights. If they shield, we have enough time to get to another future sight. If they don't shield, obviously we win, and boom! That is GG's right there. They should know that this game, we're just going to throw this grass knot to chip this away, and then they're probably going to leave. So GG's to our opponent. Check out this team, and let us know if you enjoy the video.
What?